really important to get to know a new culture. And I mean, I love traveling for one. And also, it was a great opportunity to learn Spanish. Because I'm pre-med, I feel that learning Spanish is really important in the medical profession. And I think that the best way to learn Spanish is by being completely immersed in the culture of a country and in the people of a country, so that just so that you're really learning Spanish from the people instead of simply in a classroom. And I thought the Santiago program did that the best.
Studying abroad was just a great experience in terms of that. It gave me something, an experience completely different, out of the bubble, just like I was looking for. And it's always great to experience life through someone else's eyes. So,
great. I wanted to study abroad because I wanted a different experience. I had traveled a bit coming into college abroad in Europe. And I just wanted a completely different experience that I thought study abroad could afford me. One where I wasn't so much a tourist, but rather someone living in a different culture and becoming really part of that culture.
Okay. So part of what made the Santiago program so unique is we have a 2-week pre-program in a rural area in Linares, which it's like maybe 4 or 5 hours outside Santiago. And what's really great about this program is that going to Linares really helps you. It really allows you to experience the Chilean culture.
Living in a Spanish-speaking country was difficult, especially Chile, where I believe only something like 2% of the population speaks English. It was a challenge, but also a great opportunity. It's a good way to look at it. It really forces you to speak Spanish, to really make yourself understood and to communicate.
One of the big reasons I wanted to go to Chile instead of Spain was that the native speakers are completely different in Chile than they are in Spain. In terms of the language in Chile is very different, but as well, no one in there definitely are a lot of people in Chile that speak English, but not compared to Spain.
My favorite class was taught by the program director, and his name is Esteban Montes, and he has done like everything. He's friends with a lot of really important people in Chile. And his classes were so fascinating because he teaches a class on Chilean culture and economics and politics and current events. And so what he would do is we would come into class and then talk about everything that's going on in Chile, and then we would talk about the history of Chile. And then we would take field trips to places that it had to do with like the history of Chile.
We took 3 classes with purely Notre Dame students, and then the other 2 were classes that were just mixed in with all the other Chileans.
So taking a Latin American history course in a Latin American country was very, very interesting, very cool experience to learn from their position, from their point of view, their own history.
In Santiago, one of the big pushes for the program is a community service program where it's a regular class and we go to class normal hours, but on the side you have to do community service like 6 hours a week. And what I did was on Thursdays and Fridays, we went out into the community and worked with kids that had dropped out of school.
The Santiago program takes you and puts you like in a host family that doesn't speak English in a university with all Chileans. And it's really about the total immersion in the country. And as well, Chile is an amazing country.
Living in Santiago was fun. The families we lived with were all in very safe, good areas of Santiago. It has a good city life. Santiago is a city that's on the up and up culturally. It's a very modern city, which I think is something that people really should realize, that South America, especially Chile, is not really a third world country. Santiago is a very first world modern city.
Living with a host family for me was ideal. It was like living in high school, or being in high school, having all the benefits of your mom cooking dinner for you and going to school and packing your lunch, but at the same time having all the benefits of college.
Being a part of a family. In Linares, this is where we were had the pre-program, and in Santiago, being a part of a family, living day to day with this family, interacting in their lives. They would take us to events, meet other parts of their family, and to really just become part of a family in a different culture, in a different country, and especially speaking in a different language, was a huge, rewarding experience, and probably one of the best experiences I had.
Great. The sense of community was definitely really good. It's a little bit harder because we are not living in dorms. We are all living in host families, and so we're separated a little bit more. But the Chile program does a great job at building a sense of community among Notre Dame students. I felt that, for example, I never felt alone. I never felt like, I never felt that I was just by myself in this foreign country.
The Santiago program for me was definitely my best semester here at Notre Dame. It was just amazing. It was life-changing, just in terms of the different trips that we took, being able to get so close with the people that we went with. There was only 18 of us, and so with a group like that, it's small enough that you're not with the same people all the time, and you just get tired of everyone. But it's small enough that you can just be like, the relationships that you form there are just life-changing. And even coming back here, I feel like we're the closest group of any of the other study abroad programs.
I think the Santiago program is great because it fully immerses you in the culture of Chile.
The Santiago program is a fantastic program. I'd highly recommend it to anybody. I don't know much about other programs, but I can only imagine that Santiago is better.
It really opens your eyes. It lets you see another culture. And the Chilean one is so different from ours.
I feel like studying abroad is a great opportunity to get to know another place, to get to intimately get to know another country through understanding their history, understanding their culture, understanding the people, and really getting to know a different world.
Really, you only get so much in the time in your life to go somewhere completely new and foreign and experience something totally different. And studying abroad is one of those times where you just have 5 months to do kind of things that you wouldn't ever have another opportunity to do for the rest of your life.
It adds so much to who you are as a person. Just having this experience for living in another country without Notre Dame for 5.5 months.